All right, guys. So first formation we're gonna look at is going to be the pistol wing slot, and the first play we're gonna look at is gonna be PA counter waggle. This is my favorite play in Madden. Now, the reason I really like this play is because this Mike Evans route is, in my opinion, simply unguardable once you understand it. So, as you can see, against any sort of man coverage, we're going to be able to torch that. Now, he's lit up like a Christmas tree already for me, doing the videos, but we're going to go ahead and get him off of that, hopefully, right here. Try to throw a pick, see if we can. That might have done it. But generally, the reason why I like this, right? And it's going to be just that one simple route. That one route is so good that if they don't basically play it, it's a touchdown. Or it's a huge play. If they're in zone, they're going to give that up over and over and over again. So let me go ahead and call my defensive play, control the defense. I'm going to set my zone drops because I want you to see why this is such a good play. Generally, your zone drops are going to look like this, right? So you're going to have 25 in flats, 5 in curls, 10 in hooks. Some people will change these hooks. Generally, it's going to be 25 and 5. Some people go 25 and 0. But that's just the general basis. Like people that are constantly changing these, this is what they're going to start with. This is the base. So one thing that we're going to be able to do is if they audible over to the meta, right? So it would look like this, right? So generally, it would look like this. Their user would be guarding opposite the defensive end, but the general premise is they're going to have the cloud flat, the hooks, the curls. Um, they're going to have basically the double Mabel. Their user would lurk opposite the defensive end. So if they were to do something that was like that, our setup would be this. This is my first setup that I want to talk about. Because with this setup, you can see we can throw a bullet pass lead to the outside. The hook zone, or excuse me, the cloud flat or hard flat, whatever you want to call it, that is set to that 25 range, it's not going to work. And I'm going to show you that again. But it's too far back for it to stop this short side, essentially slant out. As you see, a bullet pass lead to the outside, we're going to get this all day long, right? 25 yards is simply too deep to play it. Now, obviously, it helps if you have a gunslinger or set feet lead, something like that. But we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to show it to you over and over again because it really is that effective, in my opinion, because it dictates, how deep their clouds can actually be. So, once again, same exact thing. Nothing changed, right? Literally nothing changed on this. So, we're going to go ahead, hike it again. Once again, bullet pass lead to the outside, and it's easy yards. So, if your opponent sets it up like that, and they are constantly setting it up to what I consider the default settings, because generally every tip site out there, every YouTube channel has said, go ahead, set it at 25, 5, and call it a day. If they set it at that, it's easy pickings. Now, your better players will change that. They're going to change that to a 15 or to a 20. And if they do that, that's when we want to switch it up. We want to then run this to the wide side of the field, and we'll be able to throw over the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you that. So if our opponent comes out and they catch on to the fact that we're looking to constantly pepper that corner out, they're going to try to change it. Either they're going to manually play it, which is ideal for us, or they're going to change it to something that looks like this, where they're going to go 15 and 5. Well, matter of fact, I'll even show you 20 because 20 kind of sits in that nice little range to where it'll sometimes play it and sometimes not. But the problem with 20s is we can throw over the top of it. Obviously, the same for 15s. So we're going to go ahead, come out in the same thing. All right. So we're going to streak, smart route, block the running back. So setup is once again the same. Audible over, same exact things. Only thing we have changed is going to be the zone drop. Now, watch how 20 will play it, right? So 20 kind of sits there to where we can't really throw over the top of it. but it kind of baits us into thinking that we can throw it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to show you this a couple times. All right, because a good player will make this adjustment against you. All right, so very quick, very simple setup to run. And it looks, like I said, like you can kind of throw that, but you can't. What you want to do to counter that, though, is you would want to run it to the wide side of the field. Right? So if you run it to the wide side of the field and they have that same adjustment, it's going to be wide open for a throw over the top. So just to show you how it'll look. There you go, set up. Now, we'll go ahead. You can see you can throw a bullet pass right over the top of it. So they're playing a game with us, essentially. If they set it to 20 or 15, they can stop the quick little slant out that we're going to pick up 10 yards on. If they set it to 25, they're going to take, or they're going to give us that and take away the deeper shot over the top. But they're not able to take away both. And that was the purpose of this video, is I wanted to show you that they simply cannot stop that if we catch on to what they're doing. So you're reading whether or not they're able to play it. They have two options, right? Either they manually play it, or they play this zone drop game with us. If they are playing the zone drop game with us, then they're going to be forced to basically pick and choose, right? They're probably, unless they know the scheme, they're not going to know that they're going to be able to get beat over the top if they set it to 20, which they will. At the same time, if they set it to 25, they're probably not going to know that they're going to be able to get hit with the short side corner route. So that's the point of the video. Hopefully you guys have understood it. We're going to move on to the next actual play.